Get to the chopper!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Get to the Chopper. I've got a great guest host today, fresh off his first Hostplus Cup appearance, Chris Gayle, the man of the moment. Lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, yeah.
Now, you might have picked up a little bit of an accent there, obviously an Englishman, so I'm expecting a big audience back home in the motherland.
Maybe a few, yeah.
Mate, can you tell us how you're here? How'd you end up in Townsville playing footy?
Yeah, so I was playing rugby league at university level for England universities while I was doing my studies. And through that, you meet a few different people. One of those people I met was Lee Patterson, the S&C coach here. We had a few conversations, and he sort of said, look, I'm out here, there's an opportunity for a young forward. If you want to come and learn, it's a good place to do it. Would you be interested? I said, absolutely. So, yeah, that's sort of how it happened.
Who was your university, mate? Do you want to give him a shout out?
Oh, I was at London South Bank University in like central London, and then through that you play like local rugby league through them, and then it's like the North East South, and then you play for England. So yeah.
Was rugby union ever an option? Because I know it's pretty big over there.
I played a little bit when I was younger, up to around 17. I would play like rugby union in the winter and then rugby league in the summer, and then you sort of start getting a bit more serious and you have to pick one or the other. So I sort of chose rugby league.
Oh, well, I reckon you chose the right one, mate.
Yeah.
What about since you've been here? Obviously, you sort of came with the ambition to break into the team. How did you find pre-season, especially in North Queensland, of all the places to come to in Australia?
Yeah, it was pretty tough, pretty warm, but I enjoyed it. Like, there's lots of NRL players in the squad, so it's a good place to learn. I think it's a good like mental test for myself. Coming here, being 100 degrees every day, like it's good to put yourself in a situation where you otherwise wouldn't experience it. So I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Are you missing home at all or anything like that? Or are you happy being here?
I miss the public transport, but other than that, no, it's nice to experience something different. Like I miss London, I miss the city, it's good. There's lots of stuff to do there, but it's nice to see a bit more green space and get out and see like the local scene. It's good.
Now, off the field, you're doing physiotherapy. You're a physiotherapist in Townsville.
Yeah.
You want to give them a shout out, and how's it going?
Yeah, it's good. Just down the road at NQPC. So, yeah, it's been pretty good. I started there back end of last year and then sort of like fully integrated working full time in January. I'm really enjoying my time there. They're a very good team to work for. They work closely with the club, like Glenn's obviously the first team physio here, and they're very flexible around my training times and game times. So I'm very, very grateful, very, very lucky to people like Jonathan Crawley and just the whole NQPC family. So I'm very grateful.
Being a physio, do the boys annoy you if they've got any niggles? Do they come up, do they want some advice, or you just tell them, listen, I'm finished work now, I'm training?
You get some here and there, a few funny comments here and there, but nah, I'll leave most of that up to Glenn, but yeah.
Well, let's talk about on the field, mate. As we mentioned, made your Hostplus Cup debut. Can you just, I guess, tell us when you sort of first found out and run us through the build-up that week before you actually got out there?
Yeah, so we played Saturday. I think I found out the Wednesday. Camper sort of called me in and said, look, you're going to be playing this week. And I was pretty excited. And then it was a case of putting that to one side and trying to focus on what I had to do. Like being a front row, it's sort of a case of get off the line, try and slow them down in defence. And then when we've got the ball, try and play it quick, get some good meters and sort of just do my role for the team. So, yeah.
I remember speaking to you in pre-season. You said you were sort of happy to buy your time and learn off these guys. Did this come quicker than you thought, or?
Yeah, it did. Obviously, like everyone wants to be playing round one, but like we've already mentioned, there's lots of people in the squad that have played lots of NRL. So it's good to sort of watch them and learn from them. But I think the best place and best way to learn is by going and doing it. So the fact that round 4 got it quite early I'm really grateful for that opportunity. Yeah.
What about back home? Did you tell your friends and family back in England?
Yeah, I told them. I think like most of my family watched on that Q Plus TV, and like a lot of my friends supported me and stuff, which was nice. They were pretty excited for me, so yeah, it was good.
Yeah, well, it was a special moment for you. It was a special moment for a couple of other fellas as well. We had Tristan Alvarado from the Bunnies come and give us some reinforcements in the pack, and a couple of club debuts as well, Josh Williams and Matt Wright. But of course, all overshadowed by the milestone man, Khalifa Faifailoa. In the Sheds pre-game, he had some family and friends present him with a special jersey, former Blackhawk Sean Nona amongst them. His best bud, Big Jimmy Tamau, holding back tears. What was that like, mate? That must have inspired the boys.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really get any easier motivation. Like I was already buzzing, but like seeing Big Jim get, you know, a bit like choked up and the occasion for Big Fire, like it was just one of those where you can't help but go and do everything you can to get the win. But yeah, it was a really special moment. Yeah.
Was it, I guess, a case of sort of balancing the emotions the right way? You don't want to go out there and do anything sort of too stupid straight away?
Yeah, it was quite good. So like we had obviously the talk with the team about Khalifa and his family and everything else, and then it was quickly back onto the mission, and sort of Cambo had his sort of team talk. So everyone sort of like flicked that switch and got back onto the game, which was good.
Well, Mackay came intent to spoil the party, led 12-6, 37th minute of the first half. Then the magic moment, the man himself. I'll let you take it from here. Can you just run us through what happened, mate?
Oh, just right time, right place. We've already mentioned 100 times, very good players in the team, one of those being our captain, Carl Labert. So I sort of have the sort of mindset of you hang around him long enough, he'll get you a good pass at some point. So yeah, I was just lucky that he gave me the ball pretty much. Yeah, found a bit of space and got over the line, which was good.
Burst onto it.
Yeah.
He's talking himself down here. He burst onto it, broke a few tackles, got there. What were the emotions like then? You look pretty happy.
Oh, I was probably more shocked. I couldn't really believe it. I was like, oh, front rowers don't normally score tries, so I was like, oh, we actually got one over. But the fact that I did it on my first game was pretty special. But yeah, just excited for the team really. But yeah.
Then you sort of went to half-time, came out, and only a few minutes later, you looked completely different. What happened there?
Oh, off that kick-off, so I think I copped someone's like elbow or shoulder, I don't know, and just claret came pouring out my nose. So yeah, busted up, but I mean, not the first time, not the last time, so just part of the game.
The Hannibal Lecter look, we refer to that one as, could you actually see it? Looked like you were blindfolded.
Yeah, not the best vision, not the best sort of breathing either. When Glenn told me, he was like, mate, we're going to have to strap you up. I was like, are you joking? And he was like, nah, mate, it's either that or you come off. So I was like, oh, just get it on. Yeah, nothing too pretty. But
tough as they come, this fella. Pain on the scoreboard as well. I guess they took that intercept sort of when we were on top. But do you still feel like we were still on top even though they did go ahead? And how do you feel like the boys reacted in that?
Yeah, there's definitely like this sort of constant back and forth in the arm wrestle that people talk about. They scored tries or they had moments, but I just felt like we had like a foothold in the game pretty much for the full 80 minutes. And I think that sort of like reflected on the score, so yeah.
And what about yourself, mate? Did you enjoy that? Was it, I guess, as physical, as fast as you thought and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's pretty quick. We were speaking about it after the game. If you sort of do your job right, then you can sort of get pretty confident in what you're doing, both as a team and as an individual. So it's nice that on the big occasion for a lot of people to get things done right and actually get the win. So yeah.
What about coming off the field? All the kids run on. You're signing autographs. You got people shaking hand. What's that like, mate?
Oh, that's just everyone was doing it. Again, doing the physio work. I work with a lot of the community that come to the games, so it's nice to sort of see them after the game, and they've been waiting to see me play. So it's nice to actually play my part in trying to help the team win, because I know how much it means to them. They come down to the game. They've got their own section and stuff, so it's nice to sort of play a small role for them.
In the sheds, first team song, everyone's got the beer, you got the Coke, mate, you're not a drinker?
Nah, not for me, I like the Coke for now, yeah. Coke or lemonade sometimes. Yeah.
But happy to join in the team song. Looked like some of the boys were learning the words as they went.
Yeah, there's a lot of words, yeah. It was tricky when you got all the banging and the clapping and stuff, but it was good, it was exciting, yeah.
Well, we are now 2-2 and we've got Wynnum next, back at home again. The Seagulls are also on 2 wins after they downed the Devils in round 4. Let's get our coaches' thoughts on Saturday's showdown now.
They had a big performance on the weekend. They were quite strong against North Devils, who I think are a quality team, but Wynnum were strong over them, so it's going to be a tough game. They're going to come up here with a lot of confidence, and their affiliation is the Broncos, so they've got quite a number of handy players that get put back through that system, and they're going to be strong. We're going to have to be better than what we were on the weekend and try and finish off some of our attack and reward our hard work in defence. So it was a huge emphasis through the pre-season was our defence. That's paying off, but probably didn't put enough on our attack. It's not too far away. All it is a pass or two, but we're just going to learn how to give some of our star outside backs some quality ball.
Thanks, Terry. Our under-19s are also in action, also against Wynnum, with that clash kicking off at 3:20 p.m, so we'd love to see plenty of fans in the stand for that game. And of course, you would have seen this all over our socials, but our undefeated under-17s are just one win away from the premiership in the Cyril Connell Cup. They'll play Redcliffe in the grand final at Totally Workwear Stadium in Brisbane. 2:10 kickoff, and you can catch that game on the Q Plus app. And good luck to Nathan Norford and all the boys and all the coaching staff. We'll probably be tuning in here, watching on via the Q Plus app. Now, at the opposite end of its season is the local league. We had plenty of Mendi Blackhawks squad members in action across round one. Jesse Yallop was a standout for Centrals despite their loss to Brothers. Very involved in some especially strong carries starting sets, but the Brethren won a wet tight tussle. This little cheeky pass from Lennox was a nice try assist. Jake Riley was part of a victorious Western Lions who edged out the Roosters. Souths got the job done in Ingham, and a trio of Hawks was solid for Towers in the Miners' dominant display against Norths, getting through plenty of work. And as the season progresses, we'll have a chat with some of the lads in the local league as they push for the Q Cup. Now, the Charters Towers Miners, they're back at the Snake Pit in round two. They'll face the Crushers. The Lions and Tigers tussle in a battle of the big cats, and the Bulls will host the Roosters. And Chris, can your Burdekin boys bounce back after a close loss?
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough game, but hopefully they can get the job done, yeah.
Now, thanks very much for joining us. I think it went great. Maybe one or two subtitles down the bottom. But mate, thanks for coming along, and hopefully we get you back again, and hopefully you stay in the team for a long time now.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Good luck on the weekend. Let's go for 2 tries in 2 games.
We'll see. We'll see.
Now remember guys, you can stay up to date with all your latest Blackhawks news, information and updates by jumping on our social media pages and of course our club website. We'll see you on Saturday. If not, we'll see you next week.